Last week was the 370Z Nismo, and this week we're stepping up to the big brother, the 2021 Nissan GT-R. That's right, we've got a week with Godzilla. Now Godzilla's getting a little bit old, but still looks pretty awesome. This color is called Bayside Blue, and I love it. It's gonna look even more amazing when we're outside in the sunlight. Right now, we're loading up some camera equipment from the truck and the Shelby into the back of the GT-R. We're gonna go film some B-roll cinematic footage of this thing. And then we're gonna keep vlogging the what is it like to live with a GT-R for the next week. Camera gear entering the trunk. Let's go. Quick drive over to Lake Michigan to get some videos of the car. I'm gonna quick detail a couple spots. I found out this car does have Apple Carplay. Actually, I just unplugged it, but Apple CarPlay on the refreshed touchscreen here. This center stack, I think it stayed pretty much the same as the GT-R when it first launched. Minor changes on the exterior. Yes, I know, the door is open. It will beep at you. And now we're in the sunlight. Look at this paint. It's beautiful. Bayside Blue. Wow. Got the lake back there. We'll clean it off, get some B-roll shots before the sun sets because it's December now. The sun sets at like 4 p.m. and it's terrible. Why do I live somewhere that's like this? Actually, I just blame daylight savings time. But 2021 Nissan GT-R Premium, $121,000 as option, $113,000 base. We have premium interior package for $4 grand. The GT-R floor mats for $425,000, and the paint is $1,000. Let's see what else is there to talk about. I think that's pretty much it for the options on this car. All right, we're wrapping up filming for the day, loading up everything back into the trunk. It's a little bit of a disaster now, but this car looks so good. Other small details on the outside I'm noticing. There's a carbon fiber piece here by the diffuser, big titanium exhaust tips here, and then the taillights are more updated compared to the first gen R35s. And then, let's see, we'll talk about the interior in a bit. This Bayside Blue just looks so amazing. Also, the lightning bolt daytime running lights look much more modern, and it's really good. The sun was out earlier, nice and hitting the paint. It looked amazing. But we'll clean stuff up. We'll head home. I was messing around with the gauges on the inside when I was filming interior video. And of course, it's a GT-R. It's got all the data, all the information. Yeah, also, notice this thing. Look, when you're closing the trunk, it's got this little strap here. So you can pull that. You pull this, and then it helps shut the trunk. So you don't need to put your hand on the paint, because if your paint's dirty, you could scratch it or leave like fingerprints, but that's actually quite nifty. I was wondering what this little thing was. Inside the GT-R, we do have Apple CarPlay. It plugs in on the center console right there. I actually brought a USB-C cable initially, so that didn't work. Grabbed a regular USB. They're both regular USB. Plug it in there. We have Apple CarPlay, but remember, GT-R. So we pull up the dials. You get boost, engine oil pressure, engine oil temperature, and there's all the different screens you can configure. Braking, G-forces, accelerator pedal position. Actually, you can see that, and then brake pedal force. Yep, that's floor on the that's so cool. And then I actually was playing around with setting custom ones, and then wow, all the information. That is definitely a GT-R specific thing. This is cool. Below that we have the center climate control settings, and then below that we have the various drive mode slash toggle slash settings. So suspension, I actually have been driving in comfort because the roads aren't brilliant, and then I put that, I think, as a drivetrain into race, and then I have left traction alone because it's cold out. Even though we do have Blizzaks, this is still 565 horsepower, and even with all-wheel drive, I don't need to spin out on a GT-R. I did try launch control, and it just spun. The tires weren't the warmest at the moment, and the road was a little cold. It's been the 40s recently. I've been in these things when they launch in the warp, and they are crazy. This thing really does punch above its weight. 3.8 twin turbo V6 making only 565 horsepower. In today's market, a lot of the cars are way past that in this kind of price range. I mean, things are just touching 600 horsepower without an issue, but 565 is plenty. The GT-R is still Godzilla. It's still very, very fast. On the inside, a lot of the touches have been made a lot more premium. The seats are decent. They're not the most adjustable, but they are heated. You do get back seats. I've got my coat back there, but you do have actual back seats. I myself have once spent time in the backseat of a GT-R. It wasn't that long of a drive. I think we're just getting dinner or something in my friend Steve's car, and it wasn't comfortable, but you can make it happen. But it does have 4 seats, and then obviously the other updates include like the steering wheel. This is different from the initial R35 steering wheel. I've got some more buttons, nice fixed paddle shifters that are fixed to the wheel. But right here, this center stack here, I don't think the tachometer speedometer display area has changed at all. These screens here showing my speed and like the mileage and stuff, that's looks quite dated. It's a little bit older, and then the tachometer obviously is in the middle, but you got this carbon fiber look to it. Otherwise, that's a little bit old. You can move the whole thing as a unit. The Bose sound system is pretty nice. A little Bose speaker up there. All right, otherwise, I am going to drive home. I've got some other work to do, sun setting. Actually, days might be getting longer. It's almost 5 o'clock and it's still light out. That's always nice. So I'm gonna head back, continue to find out more things about the GT-R, but today, it's been a fun cruise with it. I did get on it a bit, it's fun. It looks amazing. This blue is gorgeous. It's very practical. Tons of camera equipment in the back. And with that, let's head out. So the DCT has 6 speeds, where most have gone to 7 speed, but it's still pretty quick when you throw it in a race mode. But the actual like normal, just stopping and starting, kind of the refinement, is not quite as good as some of the newer ones. Making some noises. Here's a fun debate. Would you rather have a GT-R or a Porsche 911 Turbo? That's a 991 Turbo S, but still, you can get a 991 Turbo for the same price as something like this. These are competitors. 4-seater, more comfortable, boosted 6-cylinder, all-wheel drive rocket ships. Very different approach. I personally feel that even though the Turbo might be objectively a lot newer of a car, better in many ways, a lot of people have a lot more passion about the GT-R, and a lot of people would say they would rather have the GT-R. I've had a surprising amount of people tell me this is their dream car, and many people have been asking for rides too. So the GT-R is definitely still one of those really aspirational cars that everybody really, really likes. And even if you don't like it, you have to respect it for sure. Back home and parked for the night. Good night, GT-R. We will pick this up tomorrow. I took today off work and spent most of the day inside catching up on videos, doing some research. But it's nighttime now. I'm gonna go run some errands. I have a grocery trip to go do with the GT-R. It's all frosty. Oh, it's cold. This will be a stock GT-R exhaust cold start. Titanium exhaust. Oh, warm up. Is all cold. Not too exciting on Friday night plans. Gonna go get some groceries in a GT-R. Oh, GT-R does make getting groceries a little more exciting. And then I think I'm gonna go hit the gym, work out, maybe watch an episode of The Mandalorian. Did a bunch of work today, filmed a couple videos, did some editing, have some more editing to do. There was always more editing to do, but I did kind of want to take it out today, but this weekend we will drive the GT-R quite a lot for sure. 33 degrees outside. Luckily we have Blizzaks, so winter tires for the GT-R. I mean, it should be okay. Oh my, engine oil temperature at 53. To wait a while for that to warm up. Spent today filming 2 cars. That brand new RS5 was one of them. I am mentally exhausted. Many hours. I think I got here at like 10:30 and it's almost 5 p.m. now. Gonna load the trunk of the GT-R up. Gotta organize some camera equipment, some GoPros. And then we're back home. I need to eat some food, more filming. GT-R is, I'm starting to really like this thing. It's practical, it's spacious. When you put it in comfort damper mode, that's what I do. I hop in the car and immediately toggle the transmission drivetrain into race, and I toggle the dampers into comfort. It's actually not bad. On the freeway, it's like effortless mid-range power. When you're in that boost, you step on it and you're immediately doing high speeds. So it's very quick. It's a little rough around the edges. I'll elaborate a little bit more on that later, but it gives it character, and this thing attracts a lot of attention anywhere you go. Pull in an Audi dealership, immediately I've got a couple guys wanted to take pictures of it. A couple guys came up and asked me about it. It's like, hey, are you driving that GT-R? It looks so awesome. Asking what year it is. The Bayside Blue is just so beautiful. This car is an icon. It's a modern icon. RS5 was not bad either. V6. This one is a lot more powerful. But let's organize this mess of a trunk and drive home. Moderate cold start. Up and running. Check out those new titanium exhaust tips. The blue matches the paint. Sounds good too. Okay, time to make a little bit of noise. Let's see what this thing sounds like. Okay. Sounds like power. It's just boost with like occasional little pops from this titanium exhaust. Oh, it's a fun car. Welcome to another day of living with the GT-R. Unfortunately, it's cloudy out today. I just did the intro review for the actual review of this car. I think I'm gonna do the in-car GoPro stuff later this week when it's sunnier and warmer out. I tried taking a turn earlier, but it's damp out. This thing's on winter tires and it didn't quite have the traction I wanted, but just because the roads are all wet today. So we'll try it later this week. We are doing some pictures right now. Look what just showed up. Tim Bro and his 300 SRT. We'll get some pictures of this gorgeous Bayside Blue GT-R. I'm enjoying this car a lot. Like, low-key kind of want one in the garage, but I know James just bought one, and massive congrats to him, and I absolutely look forward to seeing him make a ton of power out of his, and it was a great decision because it appeals to an even wider audience, because all he does is play with Lamborghinis and a Bugatti, which, man, that sounds like a hard time, doesn't it? But this thing has so much more character. The R8 is great, but it's objectively just, it's like there's nothing to it. It does everything so well. It has no character to it. This thing is a little rougher on the edges, and I think that makes it, I just dropped my audio recorder, even more fun. Dropping camera equipment. Look at me, skills. In case you forgot what you're driving, GT-R, 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 all the GT-R badges. Still have the manual little toggle door handle open and close. Check out these Blizzaks. I kind of wish it would snow this week, but it's not going to, because this would be a lot of fun to try out in the snow with proper winter tires. I did try launch control once and it just spun the rear wheel, so that didn't quite work. Nice accent of the gold orange brake calipers. I think Nissan was really worried about the snow because they gave me 2 snow brushes, but no snow this week. Snow tires though. Wrapping up a couple pictures with Mr. Tim Bro Photography, and then I need to head home and edit more Bronco Sport videos going up tomorrow, so to finish that. And I gotta make dumplings. Even at night, look at that Bayside Blue paint. Looks so good. And then the first thing I do whenever I hop in the car is I immediately turn it on and I put drivetrain into race, and I put dampers in the comfort so it actually rides a lot better. You put this into the more firm race mode and it gets quite a bit more bouncy, and since we're not on fancy racetracks. You also have 3 ways to input onto this screen. So the buttons on either side, obviously, the touch screen, and then there's another rotary dial down here too. Light screen. You get some pops from that titanium exhaust too. This thing is so fast mid-range. I am impressed. This is boost. I don't have a boosted car in my garage anymore. This GT-R kind of makes me want to add one again. As always happens, you go to Costco to get a couple things and end up with an entire GT-R trunk full of stuff. We just barely caught that GT-R launch graphic on the center screen. Check out this S2K chilling by itself. That's a clean looking body kit. Although front plates just suck. I refuse to run a front plate. Nice little S2000. I am heading home. Going to eat a quick dinner and then probably just pass out because I'm exhausted. Was up until 2:30 a.m. last night editing a video or a couple videos, and then today at work was just a absolute blur. Wrapping up my last couple days with the GT-R. One more full day tomorrow, then it's going away. I'm gonna miss, especially this color. It's a really cool car. I wish it would have snowed so I could have tried out the daily driver ability of winter tires in this all-wheel drive system. But just in all the use cases I've been trying out, it's been actually really fun. It has character. It's not perfect. It is not like a new gen Audi R8, which just does everything so well. It has some rough edges, some flaws, but that just makes it more fun. I'm not gonna drive too crazy because I have delicate groceries in the trunk, but this thing is properly awesome. All right, we'll call it a night tonight. We'll pick this back up tomorrow. Of course, the last day with the GT-R is a beautiful sunny day outside, when the last couple days were all gloomy and gray. But you can see this paint one more time in the sun. Bayside Blue. Absolutely gorgeous. I've grown to really like this car. I don't really want to give it back, but I have to give it back. It's been a lot of fun checking out this GT-R. A decade later, it's still quite impressive, even though it's a little bit older of a platform. Regardless, check out the full review I did of this monster. And with that, we'll conclude this Living with the GT-R video. Give you one final glance at the interior. I need a Bayside Blue GT-R. That would be fun.